Howdy, and welcome to LeeReads, where I talk about the books I've been reading and enjoying lately. Today's video is a May reading wrap-up, which should be pretty short and sweet this month because I've already talked to you about a lot of the books that I read. The first book that I finished last month, Hunt the Stars by Jessie Mihalik. I talked more in detail about this book in a fun and fast science fiction recommendation that I did earlier this month. Hunt the Stars is about a bounty hunter and her crew as they take a job to find an object for the leader of their former enemy, and things are a lot more complicated than they first appear on the surface. To me, this book felt like a slice of life mixed in with this bounty hunter mission, mixed in with a romantic subplot, and I found it very fun and enjoyable to read, and I'm really looking forward to the sequel novel that comes out next month. Last month, I picked up The Bone Season, which is the first novel in a series. I was interested in checking out some of Samantha Shannon's backlog because I really enjoyed Priory of the Orange Tree. The setup of this series is really interesting. It follows a young woman in London who has a psychic ability. Basically, there are a group of people called voyants who are able to commune with spirits in some form or fashion. And there are different orders of clairvoyance that sort of spell out what abilities people have to commune with the spirits. However, voyants in the society are illegal, basically, and the general populace fears them. So in order for them to survive, they live basically in the underground. The main character, Paige, is a rare type of voyant. She gets wrapped up in this plot and learns about this deal that her government has with these other folks to help subjugate and control voyants. And it launches this whole plot to help get clairvoyance out from under the thumb of these people. I was so hooked by the first book that I went and bought book 2, 3, and 4 and read books 2 and 3 very quickly after I finished book 1. So I was really drawn into this world. It made me think a little bit of Peaky Blinders, where you have this underworld led by these rival gangs. There's strict rules and hierarchy between them. Yet they are fighting back against the government, but also a huge part of book 1 is Paige being taken away to this place where voyants are used and trained for other purposes in agreement with the government. And that's all I can really say without revealing too many spoilers, but I really did enjoy books 1, 2, and 3. I actually thought it was a trilogy, and then I finished book 3 and realized, wait, the story's not done. I feel like it should be done, but it's not. And picked up book 4. Book 4, there's a little bit of a shift and a change, and I found myself not caring so much, not being as enthralled. So I think I may not finish book 4, but I did really enjoy the first 3 books of this series. Contemporary fantasy set in London with this dark criminal underground and these opposing governmental and other force that I found to make a very interesting and compelling story. After I read books 1 through 3 of The Bone Order, I actually interspersed with reading The Bone Order, I picked up Book Lovers by Emily Henry, which is her most recent adult romance release. I really, really liked beach reads by her. Her writing style, her wit. So I was very interested in picking up her latest release, which hit the mark for me again. In Book Lovers, it's a little tongue-in-cheek because the main characters the story follows are an agent, a writer's agent, and then a book publisher who really start off on the wrong foot and then wind up bumping into each other again in this small town where the main character, who's very much a city girl, is fish out of water, trying to get control over her life, gets thrust together with this editor. There's this project they need to work on together, and things go from there. It was funny, it was sexy, I really enjoyed it, and I think Emily Henry may be a new favorite romance author for me, which means I need to go back and read People You Meet on Vacation, which was one of her earlier popular releases that I haven't gotten to yet. Then I read A River Enchanted, which I did a reading vlog on. It is an adult fantasy, very lyrical. It is about a bard who returns home to his island that is filled with magic and spirits in order to help the leadership of his clan solve a mystery. And the story talks a lot about how you fit into community and how your roles may change over time, and how different people may have the same end goal, but think that going about it different ways is the best option. And it also touches a lot on loyalty and love of different forms. And I thought it was a lovely read. For more in-depth thoughts, check out that vlog, but I highly recommend it. Then I listened to 2 audiobooks this month. I've been getting back into the phase of listening to audiobooks as I'm trying to fall asleep. And when I'm doing that, I tend to listen to books that I know very well and that I have read before. Because if I try to listen to something new, then rather than helping me go to sleep, I'll want to stay awake and listen to it. Or I'll just totally miss things. So the first book that I listened to an audiobook this month was Storm from the East by Joanna Hathaway, which is book 2 in the Glass Alliance trilogy that I love. And I think the author is doing a read-along of book 3 later this summer, so I'm going to wait to reread the 3rd one for when she does that read-along and do it along with her. This second novel does not suffer from middle book syndrome. Conflict is really amping up and sparking off in this war that in the first book they failed to stop. Now the war has started. Ethan, who is the pilot character, is gone down to start fighting in this war. And unbeknownst to him, Aurelia, this princess diplomat character, has gone down to try to get the truth out about this war and is down there in the thick of it. So really enjoyed it. Again, this trilogy remains a top favorite so far. The second book that I re-listened to an audiobook is The Shadowy Horses by Susanna Kearsley, one of her suspenseful romantic reads. It's set in the late 90s. Our main character is a finds director. She works on archaeological digs. One of her colleagues recommends her for a new job at this very sort of secretive site in Scotland where they think they may have found the remains of the 9th Legion. However, the man leading the dig, sort of everyone in the archaeological community at the time thinks he's a little bit crazy, and the main character, Verity, is not quite sure what she has gotten herself into. The story follows them as they are starting out on this dig. This is a classic Susanna Kearsley read, which is filled with not just the interesting historical aspect of the story, but of course there's a little bit of the creepy, a little bit of the supernatural woven in, and a satisfying romance as well. I enjoy the hero character that she meets up there in Scotland. I like him a lot, and this is a comfort read for me that I turn back to time and time again. I think that's it. Really happy about the books that I read this month. Pretty much enjoyed them all. Started some others but didn't finish them yet, so I will be talking about them in future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to support your local library.